Spirits move on like a free bird in flight, flying so high. This brilliant ring of light. I'm binding my fate to a star, a fate so true. Visions that I'll never forget. So
At ease, Engelbert.
I understand Adelard's Nitor has been deployed.
It has indeed. I received word that Rundal's Calorum has launched an attack on our fortress near the border.
Calorum? Rundal's 3rd Division? Why would you not deploy Solidus? Nitor is quite skilled, there can be no doubt, but we would be better suited to protecting the fortress.
I am aware, but there is something else I would have you do. I would like for your division to deal with an incursion from Fennis.
Fennis? You mean to say they provoke us once again?
Indeed.
Surely those barbaric riffraff could not possibly warrant the deployment of Solidus.
I'm afraid we cannot be so sure of that.
Why do you say so, Your Majesty?
Venice is changing, that there is no doubt. Previously, Nuraga was more beast than man in his ways, barely able to converse like you and I do presently. When I met with him through Sadali's mediation, he spoke no better than a child learning to form his sentences. Yet that very same Nuraga has now learned the language of man, even if he does not speak it perfectly. And it only took him half a year. What could have transpired in that time? Their king is not the only thing about Fennis that has changed. Rumors have it that a new strategist joined their ranks just before Rundal broke away from Lycoros' domination. Thanks to this new presence, Fennis's might appears to be growing slowly, but surely.
In other words, they are no longer the Fennis we knew.
That is my assessment.
But that does not change the fact they are mere savages. I cannot see the need for Solidus to get involved.
What if I told you that Rubus Forest has been attacked?
They've set their sights on the people of the forest?
Hourne has many ties to those who dwell there. But I suspect you are the last person I would need to explain that to.
Allow me to carry out this task.
I would be grateful if you could.
I shall deploy immediately and see it done.
Damned Fennis! They dare invade our sacred Rubus!
And in droves, they outnumber us many times over. It's only a matter of time before they... No!
ashes of your precious forest.
You can't. Pay no heed to them. Lady Ural! Go join the others. Yes, my lady.
So you're Ural, the chieftain of these people.
You shall not do as you please in this forest.
We'll see about that. This is their leader. Take her alive.
Well, you certainly have a woefully poor opinion of us. But you'll find the people of the forest are not a foe that can be so casually beaten.
How can she be so strong? All right, how's this?
Give it a rest. Frederica! Venice scum. It seems they intend to enslave our people. How do you know? A great war is on the horizon. I'm sure of it.
So they plan to add us to their ranks to bolster their firepower?
I'd say so. I imagine they plan to take on Leonis. Once that's done with, they'll likely set their sights on Rundle. Of course, we won't let that happen.
Not on our watch. That's what Vid would have wanted, right?
I think so. Venice shall sully our sacred forest no further. They won't have a soldier left once we're through with them. Come on.
Right beside you. They don't put up much of a fight, huh?
Letting your guard down is a quick way to an early grave. Remember, they have several times our forces.
That's pretty much all they have on us.
Lady Ural!
What's wrong?
Those savages have set fire to the forest!
They what?
So, they changed their strategy once they realized a fair fight wasn't going to work out well for them.
What shall we do?
Isn't it obvious? We have to put out that fire.
It could be a trap. They hope to make their way to the center of the forest and invade the village while we're distracted. What is it?
This isn't like Venice at all.
What do you mean?
You're right. It might be a trap.
Frederica?
Take care of things here. I'm going to put out the fire.
No, Frederica!
I'm going too!
Get a group together. We won't let those savages have their way.
Ural, you are safe!
Engelbert! You came for us.
Of course. Though I wish I could say it was purely a matter of camaraderie.
Is something the matter?
It would seem that Hourne may have played a role in this attack from Venice. We can talk afterward. Here they come.
Very well.
Fennis savages. Prepare to be stomped out like the curs you are.
Engelbert, what's going on here? Does Hourne have something to do with this assault from Fennis?
It is quite possible. I shall get right to the heart of the matter. Fennis wishes to form an alliance with us.
What? Is that what this is about?
I believe so.
But why would they seek such an alliance?
To confront the threat to the west.
So they mean to face Rundal.
After decimating Lycaros, Rundal has grown to conquer Western Ardra in what seemed like the blink of an eye.
They are indeed a threat, that is for certain. But surely that doesn't justify an alliance with Fennis.
King Rob is of the same mind. And I am told he has made that clear to Subtly, who mediated the negotiations.
But Fennis has yet to abandon their path.
That's right. And now it would seem they're trying to encourage Hourne to have a change of heart.
It all makes sense now. They're trying to gain a foothold in the negotiations for the Alliance by displaying their military might.
Indeed, they are. It would be simple enough to keep ignoring Fennis. But when Hourne is thrown into battle with Rundal, there's no telling what they might do.
True. It would be undeniably dangerous to leave them unchecked.
I must apologize.
Hey, where did that come from?
This forest suffers because of Fennis's desire to sway our position on the Alliance. We are culpable.
That still doesn't make any of this Hourne's fault.
But, after taking the safety of the kingdom into consideration, we were unable to bring the entirety of Solidus to the forest.
The numbers you've brought will suffice. I'm happy enough that you've come rushing to our aid.
Your own.
We're a tribe of very few. We don't get to complain when a blind eye is turned to our troubles.
No, that is not the way of it. All who live within the borders of Hourne are held equally dear. And to protect each and every one of you. That is the very reason why soldiers like us exist. King Rob believes the same. Admittedly, I also have my reasons.
You mean you still remember him?
How could I forget? It has already been 3 years since Vid's death. Despite being of the forest, he visited the castle time and time again on his own in order to learn Hourne's ways of battle.
And you got along famously, right? Honestly, it's no surprise. The two of you share a kindred something.
He is one of my dearest friends, even now. A friend who bravely sacrificed himself to protect his comrades from a monster ambush.
He always was brave.
And he left us this forest. A place I will protect no matter the cost. As long as I walk upon this hallowed land, no invader shall have their way through this forest.
Engelbert.
Roughly half of the forest people have separated from the main force.
They have taken the bait. How large is the fire that we started?
Exactly as you instructed. We can extinguish it at any time.
Good. They will be unlikely to surrender should we burn down their forest. What is it?
Reinforcements for the forest people have arrived.
From Hourne?
Yes, my lady.
How many?
We believe believe they make up a portion of Solidus.
Their first division. A satisfactory opponent for us to use in demonstrating the might of Venice.
You're Engelbert, commander of Solidus, aren't you?
And if I am?
Perfect.
And why is that?
Run back to your castle and tell your little king all about the strength of Venice.
Unfortunately for you, I won't be able to comply.
And why not?
The strength of Venice is but a facade, one which I shall shatter here and now.
You talk big. I'll make you wish you hadn't.
A snake can slither around with as many of its kind as it likes. It will still be fodder for our blades.
Prepare to be fodder yourself! What the?
You shall leave not a graze upon the impenetrable wall of Hourne with such a measly attempt. Girl! Now!
On it!
Die!
I think not.
I can see why you're the commander of Solidus. It's good to have you here.
Alas, our numbers do not compare to theirs. The people of the forest are few. Have you suffered many casualties?
Fortunately, no. We're on equal footing for now. The bad news is many of our comrades have fallen back to put out the fire Venice started in the forest.
So they mean to divide your forces.
Indeed. Frederica went despite knowing it was a trap.
Frederica?
Vid's younger sister.
Right. You spoke of her at times. I understand she's a gunner with a bright future.
That's right. But she's still too young, too green. She's not ready.
I see. You had said you didn't want to become the leader of your people. Yet, even so, you took on the responsibility because you were thinking of her?
My role is just that of an instructor until she is ready to watch over the forest.
So she couldn't ignore the fire and left the front lines knowing that's what Venice wanted. I see she shares the same spirit as her brother.
If you were in her position, I doubt your actions would have been any different. Which is why you and Vid get along so well, right?
Huh. I suppose it is.
We've got trouble! What is it? Monsters!
Monsters? That cannot be.
How did they get so close?
You still don't get it. You look down upon us, call us savages. But we have the secrets that allow us to control these creatures. If we can lay waste to not only the forest people, but Solidus as well, right here and now, the King of Hourne will have no choice but to reconsider. Gah. Reporting heavy casualties on both sides. But we have managed to surround the commander of Solidus, Engelbert, and the leader of the forest people, Hourne.
If possible, Capture Ural alive. Your people's will to fight shall suffer dramatically for it. It is only a matter of time before they submit to us. The people of the forest's skills with guns and bows shall be a valuable asset. They shall have an important role to play when we face Rundal's Kalorum.
I'm sorry, Engelbert. I should never have let you get entangled in something like this.
Something like what exactly? Vid would never allow this to discourage him.
What?
He never bemoaned his circumstances, no matter what they might have been. You know he'd never let you hear the end of it if you gave up now, right?
I suppose you wouldn't.
Still clinging to your false hopes.
God, it's a never-ending battle with these snakes.
Numbers win wars. Time for you to learn the hard way.
Bang, bang! Is that who I think it is?
This is his sister?
Yeah, that's Frederica.
My brother told me all about you. You're the commander of Solidus, right?
The name is Engelbert.
You're not quite what I'd imagined. I really didn't think you'd have this much trouble dealing with the likes of Venice.
Frederica, hold your tongue.
It's fine. She speaks naught but the truth. More importantly, didn't you split from the main force to deal with the fire in the forest?
You actually think I would do that?
Then what is going on here?
The fire they set was obviously a trap. And on top of that, their main goal here is to force us into their army. They know we'd fight to the end if they burned down our forest.
Then the fire itself was just a ruse.
Oh, it was real. I sent 2 people to check on it in case, but the fire was small enough to be put out immediately, just as I expected.
So you were lying in wait for this opportunity once you had the fire dealt with.
Exactly. I figured the enemy would show us what they had up their sleeve if our main force split in half.
So deceiving your enemies begins with deceiving your allies.
It did this time.
There is definitely no doubting you're Vid's sister.
Okay, this is where we turn things around. This isn't good.
Fool. You do one thing right, and you think you've won. Let this be your grave.
Engelbert.
It is true that I may lack for strength.
What? Is what I said before still bothering you?
Tattlers find glee in referring to our first division as a wall.
Because they think all you do is stand around?
That is what they mean to say, yes. At first, I always spoke back. But then I decided that if it was a wall they wanted us to be, we would become a wall that stood taller, tougher than even the walls of Hourne Castle. An unbreaking bulwark that would protect everything behind us. The castle, the citizens, and peace itself. Thus, we took on the name Solidus.
Engelbert.
Mika. I shall ask you one question.
What is it?
What is your dream?
My dream? You can't expect me to answer that on the spot.
Vid's dream was to keep this forest safe. Is that not something you share?
Of course it is. I want to protect this forest just like he did too.
Then I shall in turn protect you. With my very life if I must.
You know, you sound just like him.
How so?
My brother used to say that he would always protect me. Time and time again, actually. He also spoke of how he felt like he'd always known you. I think I'm starting to finally understand what he meant by that.
Can I entrust you to watch my back?
Of course! I'm putting my faith in you. So you do the same for me.
I would have it no other way.
It is time to fall back.
But
There is no point in continuing to fight. Venice shall not win this battle.
if we fall back now, we shall be nothing in the eyes of Hourne.
Then go die a worthless death. I shall not stop you. Ask yourself what will serve your nation better. I'm sure you already know the answer. We are better off avoiding further casualties. Now, retreat.
You did the realm a great service in battle just past.
You were too generous with your words, Your Majesty.
At ease, Engelbert.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I must say, I'm quite surprised by Venice. Their use of monsters was an unexpected development.
Indeed, they are no longer the mindless brutes we thought them to be. Eventually, they will be a presence we cannot ignore.
If they have progressed enough to make you speak in such a manner, this can only mean their attempt to subjugate the people of the forest was more than mere posturing.
I believe so. With Rundal steadily bolstering its gunner division, Venice would likely need the people of the forest within their ranks in order to fight on equal terms.
Would it be fair to assume that the same may be said of our forces? You needn't mince your words with me.
Times continue to change. Forcing one's enemies into submission through brute force may soon become an ineffective means to an end.
I see. I have not told you yet, but I discussed this matter with the people of the forest just earlier.
You spoke with Ural, Your Majesty?
As essential as their combat prowess will likely prove to be, we cannot simply add them to our ranks as we please. Both Lady Ural and I share a mutual understanding on this matter. They have customs and a culture of their own. Life in Hourne would only smother them. Lady Ural, however, offered a solution to all of our concerns.
A solution, you say?
She suggested that we extend the same courtesy that we did to Lord Vid, and have a certain young gunner with a promising future stay with us for a time.
I hesitate to imagine where this is going.
Yoo-hoo!
I knew it! Why have you come here?
Oh, come on. You can put two and two together. King Rob just told you. I'm going to lead the training of Hourne's gunner brigades. And in turn, You guys will also teach me new things, the same way you taught my brother. That's a pretty fair trade, wouldn't you say?
I suppose I cannot deny that.
Then it's settled. I'll be seeing you around then, darling.
Darling, what is that supposed to mean?
I guess you'll just have to wait and see.
She's a nice, spirited young girl, is she not?
I suppose so.
Regardless, as you have reported, Venice is steadily becoming a fearsome presence.
Yes, it is likely that their new strategist has made a significant impact.
It may be the case that while Rundal serves as a common threat, Hourne and Venice cannot afford to be at odds with each other.
Your Majesty, you cannot mean...
Truth be told, Moraga has proposed marrying his only daughter into the family of Hourne.